Kisii Governor James Ongwae is timely as the World Summit on Climate Change in Glasgow nears the end. Given the conference will bring together 3,000 participants, Health CAS Rashid Amani says COVID protocols must be observed and everyone must present a COVID vaccination certificate for clearance. Alan Ochanda with the details of preparations ahead of the summit.
Ambassadors and High Commissioner.
Having previously been postponed twice due to COVID infection threat, the 7th Devolution Conference will now be held between the 23rd and 26th of this month at Makueni Boys High School in Makueni County. The conference themed multi-level governance for climatic action. According to the Council of Governors Vice Chairperson Kisii Governor James Ongwae and the host Professor Kivutha Kibwana, is timely as it will address issues of climate change shortly after the ongoing COP26 multi-stakeholder forum climate meeting at Glasgow, bringing together state and non-state actors to find a solution to the world's biggest problem, climate change.
We are going to be the first country in this world that are going to hold a conference, a national conference on climate change immediately after Glasgow, which means that we are in tandem with the broad thinking in this world at the moment about issues climate. And it is even more important that we are going to deal with issues that relate to subnational governments.
We are lucky as a country to host the first subnational, the first meeting, the national meeting, but dealing with subnational climate change issues. So actually this will be a very important meeting to discuss climate change at the subnational level or devolved level or county level.
Given the past two slated conferences were called off due to fears of COVID spread, the Ministry of Health is leaving nothing to chance. CAS Rashid Amani, noting that 3.6 million of the Makueni adult population has received the jab. The 3,000 participants will, however, be required to provide proof they received the jab before being allowed into the conference.
Delay has also given us time in terms of vaccinating more people here in Makueni.
To really manage the pandemic, we need to be able to vaccinate as many Kenyans as we can.
Past conferences have been characterized by accommodation hitches, and to this end, Makueni Tourism Department has mapped homestays as alternative accommodation solution, since all rooms might be fully booked as times draws. Makueni County Commander Joseph Ole Napayan assuring of heightened security as over 300 police officers will be deployed ahead of the conference. Alan Ochanda, KTN News.
And staying with the preparations, my colleague Daniel Karuki is at the Council of Governors headquarters in Westlands, where the council is expected to give an update on the preparations. Karuki, what are you learning? Good morning, good to see you.
Hi, good morning to you, Dibal, and you said right that just like Alan Ochanda actually put it, that preparations are at an advanced stage. We are just counting days to the much anticipated 7th Devolution Conference happening in Makueni after taking place in several other counties. That's in Kirinyaga, Nakuru, has also taken place in Meru, and this time around being in Makueni County. And the Council of Governors was meeting with the editors this morning just to have a feel and to actually state on their preparations and how far they are with matters to do with preparation. I want to speak to the governor of Kisii County, who is also in charge of these preparation, just to bring us to speed with what is the latest. Maybe, Governor, thank you very much for joining us here on KTN News. Maybe just to bring us to speed, it is this now, finally we have the devolution conference taking place. It has been actually cancelled twice. This time round, are we sure that it's going to be happening? We have just like a week to the day.
Thank you very much, my brother, and thank you very much, the KTN family, and also for asking me to talk to you. What we have this morning here at Movenpick, we have partners, special development partners, that we are discussing with. about this conference because, you know, matters climate are matters that are actually international and transcend national boundaries. I was personally in Makueni yesterday. We are going to have a conference on climate action in Makueni from 23rd to 26th of this month. And the major theme of the conference is multi-level governance for climate action. The sub-theme is national mobilization in unlocking the full potential of climate action during and after pandemics. And as you are aware, this conference was supposed to be held last year, but it was cancelled because of the pandemic. It was also supposed to be held in August, but it was cancelled, I think, almost the last week to the conference, again because the numbers were not looking very good. But now we have full and final confirmation from the Ministry of Health. The Cabinet Secretary for Health wrote to Council of Governors, giving us a green light to have this conference, and we have also got the necessary approvals from the Presidency to have the conference. I was in Makueni yesterday, and I could see that the preparations are in high gear. We were there with the Governor for Makueni, Professor Kibudha Kibwana, and the preparations are completely in high gear. As you know, our President was in Glasgow, and you know that as a country, the President did indicate our full support to climate change and whatever actions. In fact, I think he did indicate the support to full transition to clean energy by the year 2030. And he also did indicate that as a government, we are going to ensure that we have budgetary support for climate action. In the counties, 41 counties have so far passed acts that are supporting climate action. The remaining, about 5 or 6, are in the process of finalizing the acts of the county assemblies that would enable budgetary support. In all the counties, in my county, for instance, we've set aside quite a lot of money. For us, I think it's almost close to 140 million shillings to support just issues, matters, climate. And that has happened in all the counties. In this particular conference, the conference that we are going to have in Makueni, we are working very, very closely with the Senate. Indeed, the Senate has now supported us fully, financially. They are taking care of a number of things, including matters communication and other matters that are going to support the conference. The Ministry of Devolution co-chairs. I chair on behalf of the Council of Governors this conference, but we co-chair it with the Ministry of Devolution, the CS Devolution. So we are working very, very closely with the CS Devolution. The CS Environment is also a member of the steering committee, and I do know that he is in Glasgow. He should be coming back, but the ministry is the one that has advised us on the major issues that are going to be discussed during this conference, and the Ministry of Health is naturally involved.
Talking about the preparations, maybe I may ask, of course, the second time it was cancelled in August, it was all about matters to do with the review of the containment measures in matters to do with COVID. Maybe as the Council of Governors and as we head to the conference, what are some of the maybe restrictions or some of the things that you've put in place to ensure that Kenyans who are going to be attending are well protected in matters to do with COVID-19?
First of all, when we were in the meeting yesterday, we were there with the Ministry of Health, and we were there also with our presidency, the commanders, the police commanders, and everybody. Every person who is going to attend that conference must produce a certificate that they have received the full vaccination. That means that they have received the 2 vaccinations. So anybody who is attending that conference, the 3,000 delegates, Ideally, under normal circumstances, we'll be having 6,000 delegates, but we've cut them down by half to 3,000. Every delegate must come with a certificate of vaccination.
So,
and it's very easy to double-check that because you can go to the site and you can be able to check that electronically. And then in Makueni itself, the Ministry of Health has supported them with enough vaccines. All the stakeholders, whether you're talking about border, whether you're talking about hotels, whether you're talking about the shops, all of them have already been vaccinated in Wote Township. They have all been vaccinated, and anybody who is going to be in that particular vicinity will be able to indicate their level of vaccination.
Right, and my final question, this is actually the last devolution conference that is going to be taking place this term. Maybe you, as one of the members of the Council of Governors, do you feel these conferences have achieved the set agenda, these conferences we have been having?
This conference is actually going to be the last annual devolution conference. From now onwards, we are going to have biannual conferences. These conferences bring together all the actors, and we share ideas, we share knowledge, and for us, I think down the road, we have been able to learn quite a lot from the meetings, because you find the county assembly members, all of them are there. You find our officers, our ministers, they are there sharing with other ministers. Sometimes knowledge has no boundaries. You have to share with your colleagues on how things are done. And apart from discussing climate, we would have now done, this is going to be the last batch, for some of us, would have done 10 years, the mandatory two-term period. So we're going to share our experiences, our final experiences with our colleagues from the counties and also with Senate on devolution and on the management of subnational governments in this country, which is actually a major achievement in Africa.
Right. Thank you. Thank you very much, Governor, for giving us insights and the sneak preview of the preparations. And of course, we're going to follow up to know exactly how the situation is going to be.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
I thank KTN very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, James Ongwae, the Governor of Kisii County, giving us a sneak preview of the preparation of the 7th devolution conference that is going to be taking place in Makueni County, that's in Wote. And just like he has put it, he says that almost everyone in Wote town has been vaccinated, and we'll keep following up on this to keep the viewer updated throughout our coverage. But for now, I want to hand it back to studio. Over to you, Dibal.
Right, Daniel, hang on a bit because I hear vaccine passports, vaccine certificates. It's bringing back a whole debate on whether this is discriminatory or not, and whether somebody, it's his or her choice to be vaccinated. I don't know if this will spark another debate when it comes to vaccine passports, vaccine certificates as well. Right, just a thought, briefly.
All right, Dibal, I wish I had asked the governor that question, but, well, I think, as you have put it, that it is someone's choice. So, meaning, if you have not been vaccinated, then the Council of Governors, my thought things, is that they are not going to allow you. Therefore, if you have not been vaccinated, you are not going to have the opportunity to attend this year's devolution conference, meaning you will not, you don't have to attend it because you will not be allowed to attend. But, well, I don't know if to put it as discrimination to those who maybe would have wanted to attend and they don't want to be vaccinated.
Yeah, indeed, of course. That is a question that is still up in the air. Thank you very much, Daniel Karuki, there from Westlands, where the headquarters of CAG is domiciled. Thank you for the information there. Now, Benjamin Franklin once said that nothing is certain in this life other than death and taxes. And as Kenyans come to terms with being a Fuliza nation, consumers could pay